Hey, you guys. So, our reading lesson today is going to be all about lessons and the lessons that stories try to teach us. So, a lesson of a story is what a story teaches us that we can use in our real lives. So, usually, authors try to teach us things and they want us to learn something from reading their story. And this is often a life lesson or something that we can use in our lives. And that is something that doesn't just apply to the characters. So the lesson will apply to everyone. It will not just apply to the characters. So for example, if you if we said that Abel was frustrated but he kept trying, that's not really a lesson because it's only about Abel. But if we take that and we apply it to everyone and we say everyone gets frustrated sometimes, but it's important to keep trying, that's a lesson. That's something that we can all take from that story and we can use it in our everyday lives. It's a lesson. It taught us something and we learned something. We learned that everyone gets frustrated sometimes, but we also learned that it's important to keep trying. And so that's the lesson that we took away, maybe from one of the lessons that we took away from Happy Birthday Surprise. So stories do teach us lessons that we can use in our real lives. And one way to think about the lesson of a story is to ask yourself, what did the characters learn in the story? And then whatever the characters learned, you can take that and apply it to yourself so you can use it in your everyday life. So today you guys are going to be reading Happy Birthday Surprise. And instead of paying attention to the characters or how the characters are responding today, we're going to be paying attention to the lesson of the story. So it's really, when thinking about the lesson of a story, you can often find this in the most important events. So I want you to use your hand to do that 5-finger retell to tell the most important events of Happy Birthday Surprise. And you can even look back to the charts you did in the past 2 days on Tuesday and Wednesday, and you can use those charts to help you decide on the most important events because those charts had some really important events listed. So you're going to use your hand to tell 5 important events, and then for each event, I want you to ask yourself, how does the character try and solve the problem, and what did they do to solve the problem? You guys already know because you filled in that chart yesterday about the character's response to those issues, Abel's response to those problems. So you already know how he tried to solve his problems and what he ended up doing, or his response to the challenges that he faced. And then at the end, you're going to ask yourself, what lesson did Abel learn? What did you, if you were Abel and you put yourself in Abel's shoes, what would you learn from the story? What do you think the author was trying to teach you? It's something that the author wants you to learn. What did the author want you to think about? And where does that show up in the story? And so you're going to ask yourself, what idea stayed with me throughout the story? Abel might have been doing different things, but what was the thing that kept on happening? Because I remember from filling in those charts that Abel kept trying to do things and nothing was working. He kept getting really frustrated. But I remember that he kept trying. He responded to the challenges by continuing to try. And so that's something that the author was trying to show us, that everyone gets frustrated, but it's important to keep trying. And that's something that we can all take away from that story. So I want you to read Happy Birthday Surprise and be thinking, what else is the author trying to teach us? What lesson did Abel learn? What lesson did I learn? How did Abel grow or change throughout the story? What did he learn in the end? And I can't wait to see how you guys use the 5-finger retell to do this, because that is a really important strategy for reading and we have been practicing that a lot. So make sure you go back to your charts, look at those 5 important details, do your retelling, and then think for each event or each detail, How did the character try and solve the problem? What did they do? And what did they learn in the end? What lesson was the author trying to teach us? Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good luck.